CustomTacticals.com here, and the knife I'm reviewing today is the Spyderco Native, a very popular EDC knife for many people, especially ones that are looking to move away from the Delica and Dura type knives to something a little bit wider, and but with still a very large knife. Sorry, really large blade. The Native differs in quite a bit in the sense that, especially now with the hologram blade, it continues to have a hologram blade in a spear point shape, whereas the Enduras are changing. One thing I've noticed about the Natives over the years is that owning several different versions of it, somehow the lock is always a little bit tighter on the Natives than it is on the Enduras and the Delicas. They somehow tend to be a bit easier to open, and I'm not sure what it is about the geometry of the Native that creates that situation, but it does exist. VG10 steel blade on this version of Native. They've made them with all sorts of different steels, 440C I believe, and even CPM S30V or something like that as well in the past. Current versions, this generation is the VG10. One thing I like about the Native is the double finger choils that allow you to choke up on the blade. You got jimping that runs forward here, so it's really good knife if you really want to sort of, get in there with something a little bit more tip control, because you're able to hold the knife up close. The thing I noticed about the Native is that it resembles the Strider SNG, and actually it's something I noticed about this SNG, because I think the Native is an earlier knife, and I've had one before I owned an SNG, but the SNG and the Native actually have very similar build, in that the choils are almost lined up exactly, as you can see here. So that's the reason why the blades are a bit different in size, but as you can see here, you can grip them, and they feel very similar when you're gripping them like this. The one difference is that the SNG tends to be, what I find, a little bit easier to hold, maybe due to the shape of the handle, whereas the Native, when it comes back here, it's not quite as, it doesn't quite hold as well when you really want to get up front, and the reverse grip isn't quite as comfortable on the Native, whereas on the SNG it tends to be slightly more ergonomic in that sense. But maybe think of the Native as a slightly more primitive version as far as the grip is concerned, even though it looks nothing like it. But I think that's kind of what makes me like both these knives and like to carry both of them. I like that double choil up front. Allows me to choke up. Maybe feels a little bit more like a chef's knife even. Somehow, just I love that feel. It's just me. So the Native is, just to give you an idea of length here, we're looking at about maybe 3.5 inch blade, just 3 1/8 inch blade, about 7 overall. Typical lockback, FRN handles, injection molded by Spyderco, made in Japan, Seiki City, wire clip, reversible to left and right, but not tip up, tip down. So I carry this one in my in one of my EDC bags. It's not an EDC pocket carry for me, but it is an EDC bag carry. I like the form factor of the knife. I think it's a great usable blade shape. Nice wide blade, but nice and light to carry. So I put a little lanyard on it. Easy to pull it out of the bag. So Spyderco Native, VG10 steel, great knife. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Have a good one.